You know, Masha, I kind of feel you on that, I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to read through it. I've seen a little bit of it, but damn, I mean, this is a big blog, bro. There's a lot here. Stop yapping and start already. I gotta pull this shit up, bro. Let's go. No Toa changes. The Toa changes are... There's something, man. There's something. Yeah, I've seen a bit of the changes. I watched No Monkey's video. I watched Reynolds' video. And I read through the blog a bit myself. Thoughts on Toa updates? Just like real quick off the top of my head, I think they're pretty good. I think there's a few things that shouldn't be implemented, but overall decent. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it. We're gonna go through all of it. Yeah, there's so many, like, outside of Toa, bro. There are so many good changes. I mean, even the Toa, there's a lot of good ones in Toa too, but there's so much good in this, man. What an update. It's not, well, not even an update, but proposed update. I don't understand, Baba. Like, how can you die in the room now? Well, okay. Let me get some input from some of you guys, because, like, I've only had my own opinion on it, just from, like, reading the changes off the top of my head. But, like, taking away chip damage in Baba, like, 0 chip damage, you protect 100% in Baba. It seems just like, I don't know, it seems too easy. Is that crazy to say? I feel like this seems just too easy. Like the elemental weaknesses, one, because I find myself never using standard spellbook. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think overall, from what I remember, the elemental weaknesses sounded fine. GG all the time I put learning into Red X. You literally will only Red X if you have Quiet Prayers on, which is like never, right? Like there you would take no damage. Better than him railing you 20s through melee prayer? Yeah, but like you can Red X at the moment. I mean, you'll still be able to Red X, but like, I don't know. I think it just makes the room extremely boring, I feel like. I feel like the room is already boring. I feel like Red X is more exciting than 0 chip damage. Like, I don't, it seems so weird. It's like, this is a raid boss? And it just does, you just turn on melee prayer and run between rocks. And that's the boss. I mean, I guess at the moment it's just, you just Red X the boss. Can still Red X a Piety Flick to save prayer points, I guess, right? I mean, I guess, but you could probably just sit there and you have melee prayer on and flick piety anyways, and like use a dose of restore or something. I mean, Baba is just a fucking weird boss, bro. Like, there's a lot of just problems with Baba at its core. That's the real issue here, and them trying to like change the room or quote unquote fix it, I feel like it's just revealing these issues. Akkha doesn't make sense because isn't that invoke meant to be random? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just gonna like change the invocation. The fight is 5 minutes, 2 doses with prey on the full time. I'm not sure what you're saying, Joe. I mean, I think overall a lot of the changes are pretty good. But like the Red X, or not the Red X, the 0 damage Baba is like one of the questionable changes. $540 is even going to be worth it now? $540 is be more worth? I mean, you'll be just doing the same shit, yeah? Unless they change the way the loot table works, which that's a whole other conversation. Hoping you can't flex the 5-to-1 Red X. I just feel like it makes the boss just way more boring. It's like you can do like a 600 invo, or I guess 600 invo would be like the only time Red X would be viable. You could do like a 580 invo and just hit the boss and then run to the boulder. And like, it just seems incredibly brain dead. Can you get all the viewers in voice and then everyone speak their thoughts at the same time? I'm down for this. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the chip at least gives you like another thing to have to manage in the room. You know what I mean? Where it's like you need to manage your spec energy to Karis, or like at least use food. I don't know. It just like adds something to the room. Add new mechanics. I mean, they could do that, but like, I don't think they're trying to do all that. That's its own conversation. Like, the boss should have just had different mechanics in the first place. You know? The boss should have just been different from the beginning. What are your thoughts about Akkha? All right, let's go through, instead of just like doing like randomly talking about each room, let's just go to the blog. I'm gonna grab a drink. We'll chat about this. I'm just not gonna have chat on screen, I think. This is not a way to do it without it looking ugly. All right, one sec. I guess I could do this. I think this actually works. Let's just read through everything and then we'll talk about it, just so anyone who doesn't know what's going on is up to date. You know what I mean? So currently the most effective way to kill Baba for most players is to use the infamous Red X method to avoid Baba using attacks. You'll give up some DPS to do this. If you do normal Red X, you'll give up some DPS to do this. You can do 5-to-1, which I think a lot of people don't even know exists, but you can 5-tick Red X. But put yourself in a position of absolute safety, so as long as your timing's on point. We're always fans of emergent creative gameplay, but we think where Baba sits right now is pretty dull, and we'd like to change the pacing of the fight a little to make the core experience more engaging, which might make Red X a little less necessary. Project from melee now mitigates all damage at Baba unless invocations which reduce the effectiveness of protection prayers are activated. So basically, you take no damage from Baba melee attacks unless you have quiet prayers on. Which... yeah, that's the big change we've been kind of talking about since I started. It's definitely an interesting one. Let's just continue with the Baba ones. Baba spawns fewer baboons, which will die after one hit from any attack style. Pretty cool. If Jungle Japes is turned on, then baboons will drop more bananas on death to account for the reduced number of baboons. Okay. The bananas are really fucking annoying though, because I feel like the banana can make your character slip before the banana even falls on the ground. You know what I mean? I guess you have to know. It will be even more annoying because right now the banana just drops where the monkey dies, right? And then if they drop in like an area, I don't know. The bananas are pretty annoying. Damage thrown from debris is now fully shifted onto anything you split the damage with, boulders and sarcophagus alike, which make things a little less frantic. So it's just like even less damage, which like I think this is fine. But interesting. So like Death Charge will be way more viable. I was thinking Death Charge is already pretty viable there. Just because the boulders will kill the baboons, so you can just tag them with the blowpipe and you get Death Charge. How would you feel about stepping back to dodge Baba melee attacks? I mean, I guess it's just making Baba into Muspa. How's that more engaging? I mean, I guess you'll have to move from the shadow attacks and the like boulder throws. I mean, I don't know. Like I guess there's just gonna be two groups of people, like people who think that standard Baba with no red X running around the room from boulder to boulder is more engaging than red X, and people who think red X is more engaging. Not that, I mean, red X can be fun, and I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Red X is tick perfect. You can have, there's a 2-tick window for like 6-tick red X. Yeah, I mean, it makes the room easier for sure, but you can already do the room without red X. It's not actually necessary, assuming you are like good at the room and can manage your HP properly, like even with dehydration and high invos. It's definitely rough, but you can do it as long as you have a Fang and like 2 mil in gear or something. Yeah, I feel like this is one of the most like controversial changes of all of them. I mean, learn how to do Toa now. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it makes the room kind of not have much going on. Like there's not like the low, and people like Yama, because if you want to just chill and mage Yama and not really do much, you can make the fight really easy, but you can also make the fight pretty engaging doing like speedrun methods. And so there's like the floor and ceiling of the fight is vastly different, but this would just make the fight like pretty dull all around, I feel like. So I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, it would just feel so weird taking no fucking damage to the boss. Not that Baba was a fun boss prior, but like, again, like I was saying before, Baba just had problems at its core, and them proposing something like this is just exposing those problems. It's not that Red X is like the most fun, engaging mechanic there is. I do feel like it's better than this. You know what I mean? We're hoping that these tweaks make the fight feel more fair and make engaging with the mechanics feel more rewarding, which has been a struggle for players at higher rate level due to how much unavoidable damage Baba can dish out. I mean, I see what they're trying to do, and I kind of understand it, but I just don't think it's like the right way to do things. But the other two are really cool. Or, I mean, this one is kind of whatever, but this one in particular is nice. Make a bunch of bot accounts and vote no. Interesting idea. In almost any other content, Akkha's got enough going on that he's more than the final boss worthy. Perhaps a little too much. We'd like to tone down the intensity of of the default fight attack while maintaining Akka's identity so that he's more fun to interact with as intended. If you've not sprouted your butterfly wings yet. I see. Protection prayers will now mitigate more damage from Akkha. I wonder how much more. Like, I don't even know what it does right now. Like, he probably does like 20% damage through prayer. I don't know. Stay Vigilant is getting a small rework. Akkha will swap styles whenever he uses a special attack. Oh wait, this is only to Stay Vigilant? So are people gonna just turn off Stay Vigilant? I mean, well, maybe not. Okay, well, let's just continue and then we'll talk about it. Akkha will use special attacks more often than the base variant. This will mirror the number of specials he uses the moment with his invocation active. At the moment with his invocation active. So he'll just use them more frequently. Okay, that's even worse with this. Especially because every time he does a special attack, there's just nothing going on in the room. You just like go do the special. You go to the middle, do the memory puzzle, and then you leave. And you just lose like 15 seconds or something. You know what I mean? In Reynolds' video, he was talking about possibly being able to attack the shadows during the memory phase. Maybe do like half damage to the shadows and then that damage carry over. So, I mean, I think that's kind of interesting. At least makes it not feel so awful having more special attacks throughout the fight. Whenever Akkha swaps styles, he'll respect the same predictable order as the base variant's overhead swaps to do, rather than swapping randomly. Okay. Akkha now only prays against the style that he's attacking with. This is crazy. Akkha now only prays against the attack style he's attacking with. This means that you'll be able to, upon entry into Akkha, butterfly with a Bofa. Which is like pretty huge. Because it's probably... I haven't really looked at calcs, but it's probably like 20-30% more DPS than a Trident. Way more uptime for your Shadow? Well... I mean, yes, but Akkha's also going to swap styles whenever he uses a special attack. So you're never gonna go through an entire Akkha, at least in a solo, without him switching. It just will never happen, which usually happens right now. Because right now, every time he does a spec, it's just a 1 in 3 chance. Well, I guess not usually happens, but frequently happens. It's a 1 in 3 chance every time right now. So, Akkha stat drain effect now only affects combat skills. Okay, who like... I mean, sure. Special attacks will occur every 7 attacks rather than every 6 attacks. Again, sure, it just less specials. That's kind of nice with this David. I mean, Akkha will use special attacks more often than the base variant. So does that just... I don't know how these two work together. He's going to do special attacks a little bit less frequently, but going to do them more often? I don't know. I know what you're talking about, Fritz. Yeah, I mean, I think most of these changes are good. The only questionable changes are pretty much the Baba no chip damage through prayer and the Akkha swapping styles whenever he uses a special attack. Like, those are the only two changes that I'm even really questioning. Would you mage Akkha in melee and range? Yeah, you would. Yeah, I didn't finish this. So the number of orbs during Akkha's enrage phase, we're not saying the other thing, has been reduced. Imagine they just straight up, just casually, the number of orbs during Akkha's come phase has been reduced. That'd be fucking wild, dude. I mean, sure, like, it was probably the second hardest part of the raid. It might still be. I don't know. I'm assuming this is going to be pretty greatly reduced. But, sure, yeah, I mean... Ultimately, the hope here is that the fight at a baseline level feels more approachable rather than let my friend butterfly non-stop because the boss is scary and then drink 14 brews and proc redemption twice during the final phase. Butterflying will still be extremely effective if you're willing to learn it, but we reckon you'll have a better time versus Akkha if you're looking for that fast-paced gear switching action. I mean, I kind of see what they're saying in a sense, but yeah. I do think Akkha in a team is, and similar to Baba, I think this is what they're trying to avoid, but they probably are looking at team raids where you just have one person that knows how to do the mechanics, and like one person goes in there, they butterfly, and they just like pull aggro from Akkha every single time, and they just butterfly the whole room. And everyone else just stands on the side and just hits the boss. And then at Baba too. Like one person knows how to red X, they just run in and they start red Xing, and then everyone else just goes in after and hits the boss. They just stand there and hit the boss. When are these changes coming to the main game? I think it's a long time. They gotta pull them. I think they gotta like finalize their thoughts and then pull them. Yeah, basically, Fritz. So, I mean, yeah, again, I think the rest of the changes are great, honestly. But these two, this Baba change and this Akkha change is, I don't know. Interesting. So the Kefri changes, pretty cool. Lower the magic defense of the Soldier's Scarab. That's pretty huge. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Scarabs no longer scale their defense with raid level. This is also fucking cool. No mention of Bone Dagger. This is true. No mention of Bone Dagger. Also, no mention of not being able to attack the Arcane for like 4 ticks after it moves locations. You know what I'm talking about? Arcane Scarab are guaranteed to move after a certain number of attacks, regardless of those attacks hitting or missing. That's actually pretty crazy. I mean, I think these Kefri changes are great, honestly. There's still all sorts of little bugs throughout the raid that were not addressed in any of this. These are more like actual mechanical changes to the rooms. But I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I think most of these changes are quite good. Spock waves will no longer push the player back, but deal 30% more damage. I think this is fine. Yo, what's up, No Ball? This basically means that you won't get pushed into a new assets or an assets plan and take like a 40 and then a 40 as well from the wave. So I think this is fine. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work though. Waves no longer push the player back. So does the wave go through your character and just like, can you just tank a wave now? How would it not push you back? The new wave skip just tank a 30? I guess, yeah. So I just eat the wave? I mean, I guess. %30 more damage at 540 is probably death. I mean, what does the wave actually hit? Like they already hit 30s? Yeah, it's like 30 something. Maybe a 40. So it's like, it's going to be a big hit, but you can absolutely live it. Skull bombs during P2 can no longer land underneath the active warden or the obelisk. Almost 3 years, man. And now skull bombs during P2 can no longer land underneath the active warden or the obelisk. I mean, you know, it good change. Thumbs up. Toa puzzle changes. Cursed baboons and baboon shamans on the path of Abakan will always take max damage from the ranged attacks, bypassing accuracy. So this is just like every other baboon in the room. Oh, Adam, I'm 1 of 5. I don't have a command. There isn't a command. The HP will be increased slightly to compensate, but this should feel a lot better. I mean, I think this is fine. 2 waves of monkey assailants will be removed from the path of Abakan. So it's just going to be like 20 seconds faster than it already is. So it's going to be like a minute 10 seconds or like a minute 15 if you're really fast. I guess it depends what 2 waves, but sub 1 incoming. It just depends what waves. If it's like the first 2 waves, like probably not. But if it's the last 2 waves, I guess maybe. The hit points on the obelisk on the path of hit are slightly reduced so that 1 downs don't require boosting above 99 mining. Above 99 mining? I don't know what they're talking about here. 1 downs requiring boosting above 99 mining. When do you have to boost above 99? Is that for teams? I don't know. No longer need to be tick perfect. I guess that's what, I mean, that's what it would turn into. You just miss a tick. Oh, they're not assuming you're being tick perfect. I guess that makes sense. Because yeah, being tick perfect is pretty fucking hard without the plugin. Like, actually. Which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Or it's rune pick pores. Yeah, my bad. Okay, I mean, these are all fine. Like, who's really complaining about these? Oh, I didn't read this one. The amount of water required for the Path of Krondos no longer scales linearly with the number of players, meaning there's less pressure on your beginner friends to get it right or be stuck watching a cheeky crocodile undoing all of your hard work. Nice. I mean, I think that's fine. Like, who really cares? So is basically an 8-man Krondos room gonna be 200 health, so just 2 jugs and that's it? Because I mean, honestly, that's fine. This update is huge for the shitters that don't know all the little tricks for Toa. I mean, it makes the raid that's already extremely accessible just even more accessible, which, like, I don't know whether you think that's good or bad. I don't really know what to think. I think most of the changes are fine though. The big part of the Nexus will become a fully functional deposit box. I mean, yeah, nice. Again, I feel like it kind of should have been like that, but any drained stats will be restored at the end of the boss fight. Is this just like Akkha? Like, Akkha's the only room that would affect this? Swelling salts reapply their boosts as they expire. So this is just like you get another 15 seconds of boost, I guess. Ben's view spam brew at Baba too. Oh yeah, well, they were already reset. Yeah, or were they not? I thought they were. I don't know. I don't fucking use brews, man. Were they not reset? I see him. Pause box, the only thing I like about this dog shit update, I mean, I think majority of these changes are fine, honestly. There's like 2 changes that I'm kind of iffy on. It's like it's pretty obvious. It's the protect their melee and the Akkha will swap styles whenever he uses a special attack. But I guess you'll just be turning off Stay Vigilant now to just avoid that, assuming this goes through as is. Which I don't know, because there's been a lot of pushback on those 2 things in particular for kind of obvious reasons. This is the part that I haven't read. This right here, the Toa loot changes. Oh yeah, backseat. But it just basically means you get 1 more like stat boost from your salt. So like another 15 seconds out of it. Oh wait, you know, you're right, suspect. Dude, I forgot what Stay Vigilant off even is like. Why does the water have to disappear anyways? I guess the idea was to like force you to run to the other sides in solos, because like in teams, yeah, why the fuck does the water disappear? Because it only goes away for like 3 ticks. No, I think it'll only give you that boost 1 more time, backseat. That's at least how I understood it. Just so like when the timer hits 0, you just get that 1 more like stat boost. Big Toa blog. Yo, what's up, Leo? No, I understand that. I'm just saying, like, as the salt expires, I assume it currently doesn't boost your stats up again, but it will now. So it's like just another 15 seconds. Naturally, it's a hard... I haven't read any of this at all, so I'm just going to read through all of this, and we'll see what exactly they're having to say about changing the loot at Toa. Naturally, it's hard to talk about Toa without talking about its uniques and loot. We spoke about adjustments to regular loot in the previous section. Oh, okay, that's way above Toa. But we want to hear from you regarding uniques. But before we start, it's important to say that this is something we've had on our eye for a while. Changes to will make the raid faster, but we believe loot here is already problematic and don't want to hold off from making the raid better because we're apprehensive about making changes to loot. Okay. On release, we received a lot of feedback about higher raid levels not feeling particularly worthwhile, which we did act upon and likely overcorrected. Potentially. Add on top of that all the changes over the years of player skill improvements that make higher raid levels easier and easier. We have one of the best melee weapons in the game sitting below 10 mil on the market, and one of the strongest rings in the game around 2 mil. Yeah. Well, it's not quite as drastic if the Scythe of Return were sitting at the price of 20 mil. Be sure you'd agree that this would be damaging for both the Theater of Blood and the wider game. Of course, the Fang isn't as good as the Scythe, but there's so many places where it shines or is a close second. We believe its value is far too south of where it should be for it to be healthy. It might be the case that we've waited too long to make a meaningful change here, but we believe it's better to try and make changes for the long-term benefit. So, like, they're just talking about they want to make some changes. We've waited far too long to make changes here. It's hard to have these conversations because they're always emotionally charged and can be difficult. I feel like we're righting the ship, but at this point we've had more than enough time to reflect and understand the impact that Toa's unique rates and weightings have on the wider economy and on player progression. All that to say, we're looking to make some changes. Exactly what those changes are isn't something we've landed on yet. We have options and we're open to suggestions, which is why we're asking you to talk about what you think is the best path forward. We could swap the weightings of the Fang and Lightbearer with the Ward. We could reduce some of the loot scaling at the top end. We could blanket reduce purple chance across the board. There's a lot we could do, so let us know where your heads are at. We'll make sure to detail exactly what we'll do ahead of time. What are we thinking? Like, I feel like most of these ideas that they proposed on here are really not that big of a deal. This is Butcher running Hainbo Toa. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they changed the rates to make 540s not the most efficient. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Who did this? Wait. This? Wait, who did that? Wait, what about this one? Wait, why does this show up when you type Kanja? Why does this show up when you type in Hat's name? I think swapping Fang and Lightbearer with Ward is like decent, but won't really do that much. I don't know. Also, Ward is gonna be like 2 mil, yeah? Bro, I'm like 3,500's dry. Screw changing the raids. I mean, brother, you're in like the 1 percentile. You're just getting fucked, man. I do think with how easy 8-man 400s are, the fact that they're like cap purple rate is kind of insane. It would be curious or interesting to see what percentage of the purples are coming into the game from like what invos. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like most of the purples are coming into the raid from 8-mans. People running like 8-man 400s that are basically farming a purple every other raid. Oh, Ward alks for 3.2 mil? Okay, so I mean, oh, wait, fuck, Ward's like damn near alk value right now? Really? The thing is, changing the rates isn't gonna fucking affect anyone other than Iron Man. Like, people who play in a main account, like, they're just gonna get drops that are worth more, but less frequently. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, you might go dry for longer, but when you finally get a drop, it's gonna be worth more. I mean, it really doesn't make a difference to me, honestly, but I do think it is, like, they make a good point. The really strong items in the game being so cheap is kind of odd. Rip nothing but 420s and I get a purple every day or two. I mean, if you're doing solos, it's probably about right. I mean, if you look at the raids, Toa has crazy purple raids versus Chambers and Tom. Did you see the item sync stats? Yeah, we'll get there. All we've looked at is Toa on this. We haven't looked at anything but Toa in here. The raids are longer. Does it really even out? I mean, I feel like the Chambers raids in particular are fucking atrocious. Because like the Toa raids are actually kind of crazy, but I don't know. It's hard to like step back and look at it from the big picture. Because like to me, like I said, it's not gonna make a fucking difference. Like you just get less items, but they're more expensive. Like, okay. I think the reason it's changed in price is because of... is it in this blog? It might have been in another blog. They talk about the GE tax changes, and they started buying fangs off the GE to delete them from the game. Oh, I saw this, Rooster. Yeah, I was looking at this, Puglisi. All the top uniques are really fucking cheap. A Vernic is decent because it's also common. Let's... What did I miss up here? Fang's 18 mil? Really? Holy shit. One sec, I might be right back. All right. The fucking suspect emote, dude. I honestly, I don't want to go through all of these fucking weaknesses changes. I think they're kind of just like... Or wait, should we watch this video? Maybe we'll watch the video. Here, wait, give me a sec to
This is Billy. Billy's a mid-game player taking advantage.
Me sitting at the G.
Oh, okay.
This should go over all of the changes really quickly.
He's already done. Billy's a mid-game player taking advantage of the changes that... Billy, can you just hold on, man?
Okay.
Anyways, he's taking advantage of the changes that came with Project Rebalance last year.
Yes.
Specifically, the new elemental weaknesses that give the standard spellbook's combat spells a few more use cases around the game. Thanks, Billy. Good luck on your chest.
You won.
The combat portion of
I'll do
Project
contracts.
Rebalance focused on things like future-proofing PVM, expanding potential reward space, and making underutilized content a little less obsolete. And now it is time for the summer sweep up, following in the footsteps of last year's changes. My name's Coxie, and everything you're about to hear will be fully detailed in today's blog post. This sweep up includes improvements to a wide range of existing content.
It is a lot of shit.
Both minor tweaks and substantial ones. First, let's start with the expansion of elemental weaknesses and more changes to NPC defense. The old school team has been hard at work deciding which NPCs meet the criteria for a specific elemental weakness. For air weakness, floaty and flying things will be the criteria. For water, hot and fiery. Earth spells, they're gonna hit extra hard on monsters with a tough exterior. And fire spells, of course, they'll be useful for icy or more flammable creatures. The blog post will have a lovely spreadsheet listing
Yeah, I'll turn it up a little bit.
all of the proposed NPCs for each weakness. So check it out and give us your feedback. And remember, these changes, they're not meant to shake up any of the metas, only to give players more options. Project Rebalance also brought changes in the form of exact...
Oh, I think in Gnome's video, he talks about how Tazar is getting a water weakness. So if you get a Twin Flame really early on trying to get the new prayers, you can go send your Fire Cape with that or something. Which is like interesting, I guess. Like, it didn't make sense that they didn't have a water weakness.
exaggerating some NPCs' already existing weaknesses and adding split range defense. Now we're seeing these concepts proposed for an expanded list of NPCs. On top of this, there's a newer defensive stat called Flat Armor. An NPC's flat armor directly affects damage, like a flat modifier to every hit splat. For a monster with, let's say, -2 flat armor, 2 damage will be added to every hit splat. This might encourage you to bring a faster weapon, or one that deals multiple hit splats at a time. This is why double hit weapons are such appealing options for NPCs like Naguas and 2 of the 3 Perilous Moons. They all have negative flat armor value. For a monster with 2 flat armor, maybe bring a weapon with a higher strength bonus to make up for
Or are they
2
proposing to like add or remove flat armor from
less damage
bosses?
every hit. Let's dive in to the proposed changes to some loot tables. Players head to Vorkath for the good stuff, like alcohols, dragon bones, and dragon hides. But you often walk away with thousands of chaos runes. When a resource drops in such high quantities, its value tanks. What we can do to reduce the oversupply of these problem items is to lower the amount that's dropped from some sources, without affecting the main reasons players choose to farm those monsters. Let's look at an example. For a drop of 3 Torstal Seeds to hold the same value as it did before content like Tombs of a Masket and Muspa came into the game, you would need a drop of around 25 Torstal Seeds of them today. This lovely graph shows
That's
how the
kinda
price
crazy.
has fallen over time and how much volume is flooding into the GE. In this sweep up, they're focusing in on certain runes, herbs, seeds, gems, and fish. And speaking of fish, these adjustments also include the introduction of Shark Chunk, similar to Diabolic Worms from Yama, to be used as a rate enhancer for shark fishing. The last thing on the drop table
Sure.
agenda to address is, well, Soul Wars crates. Yep. They're going to give you pretty similar resources as the newly adjusted Castle Wars crates, while still keeping the pet rate as is. You can find a full list of the drop table
No, don't say shark cum. You can't say.
changes linked in the blog post. Don't you worry, we got more PVM changes incoming, and this time to specific pieces of content. Let's start with the good old Fasani's Nightmare, a mechanic-heavy boss fight including 4 nearly identical phases, with an enrage phase to finish it off. I think the general consensus is the fight.
This is so
drags
good.
on a little bit too long.
This change
the
is so
old school
good.
team is proposing the removal of an early phase. The drop
Removing an entire phase of Fasani. I've spoken about this before, like kind of as a joke. I was like, oh, Fasani would be so good if they just removed one of the phases. Bro, like removing one of the phases is it's such a good idea.
is not being adjusted alongside this change, meaning the average time to receive any drop will actually go down due to quicker kills. So let the team know what you think, if this is the right direction or not. Now, for my personal favorite, Nex. The proposed changes here are mostly quality of life tweaks that will help make the boss fight more enjoyable. First, your range hits during a phase transition, they'll no longer be nulled entirely. There will be an HP threshold in place
Oh,
so
shit.
that it won't be absolutely broken in masses, but small teams will be able to deal some extra damage instead of waiting for the phase change. Next up, the team are looking
damn,
for ways
okay.
to allow skilled players to reduce their incoming damage at Nex with some coordination. Firstly, allowing players to heal up during downtime phases. This will be done by adding a healing mechanic for damage dealt to Blood Reavers. Second, making her melee attacks happen at least 3 times before switching to magic. Meaning, if she uses a melee attack on you, she'll be guaranteed to use 2 more before swapping. And finally, allowing players to
Interesting.
mitigate some of the damage from her magic attack in the final phase if you're late on the prayer switch. Next up, the team's looking to make some
Damn,
adjustments
okay, I mean, like those are pretty nice to Nex.
each of the puzzle rooms and bosses in Tombs of a Masket. For the full list of changes being proposed here, check out the Summer Sweep Up blog post. Don't you think we're only focused on in-game
No, I
bosses?
didn't, Mono.
It is time to look at the big Huey. First, a simple change to the tail phase to add some clear visuals and reduce its hit points a bit. Then, the Dragon Hunter Wand is definitely due for some improvements. We're going to add bonus damage against dragons increase from 20 to 40%, bonus
Holy.
accuracy against dragons from 50 to 75%, ability to autocast ancients, and finally, making the wand 3 times more common from Huey. Also, the crafting requirement to make Huey hide armor will be adjusted, so that it will become an easier to craft but harder to obtain alternative to Black Dragon Hide. Heading over to the Perilous Moons, the team over at Jagex has their sights set on improving click boxes to each of the bosses, and fixing up the fishing and the hunter activity.
Only here? Only in these?
They're also taking a look at toning down the Blue Moon's tornadoes in the Brazier phase, since most players choose not to interact with the mechanic at all. For the newer players that are looking to complete Moons of Peril for those nice rewards, a new defensive ring is being proposed to help you be just a bit more tanky against bosses like these. This ring will come from the much neglected Deranged Archaeologist and boast a helpful plus 20 in melee defense bonuses. Compared to the Imbued Ring of Suffering, which provides prayer bonus and defensive bonuses against range and magic alongside its recoil effect. And while we're on the topic of defensive rings, the Granite Ring will see a boost in range defense bonus to help make it a little bit more useful around the game. Next up,
Wait, what?
Granite
I mean,
Ring will see a boost in range defense bonus
okay.
to help make it a little bit more useful around the game. Next up, a welcome change to our ancient friends Obor and Bryophyta. To boost their usefulness and help make combat achievements feel less like a chore, they'll no longer require a key. Instead, the keys will open a rewards chest in their respective layers after you've defeated the boss. Their existing drop table will be moved to these chests, while the bosses themselves will have a reduced, simple loot table, resembling that of their normal variants. They'll also have a chance of dropping new giant bones, which can be buried for prayer XP, and of course, keys to their respective chests. The recent changes to our lovely Slayer boss.
I heard that, I read in the blog post that those bones are for members only, but I think they still drop in free to play. So like, it's just so people when they kill it in free to play, they're like, oh fuck, I want to bury these big ass bones. Dude, so much prayer XP.
Great feedback. So next up, we're looking at some minor adjustments to Cerberus. Lava pools will now be easier to react to. Their damage radius is limited to 1 tile. Keymaster teleports will be more common and tradable. Master Clue enjoyers, have fun getting a new triple step. The Ward of Arceus will now include a 30% prayer drain reduction. Spend less time collecting prayer pots and more time PVMing. The community's been pretty vocal about loving Duke's little companion pet, but having to prep every single kill can get a tad bit tedious. We're proposing the ability to prep 3 kills in advance and to balance it,
This is nice.
increasing the boss HP by 10%. But fear not, this will still lead to a slight increase in kills per hour. Finally, some rapid-fire miscellaneous changes. Rallos specking has become widely popular among in-game bosses, but only has a 5-tile range. We're looking to increase it by 1 to 6 tiles to give you just a little bit more breathing room. Demon
Nice.
Bane weaponry will now work on Ice Demon and Chambers. Desert Treasure 2 bosses will drop 3.
I'm not sure exactly how good this is gonna be, but
Demon Bane weaponry will now work on Ice Demon and Chambers.
kind of cool.
Desert Treasure 2 bosses will drop 3 pieces to their respective vestige instead of the invisible rolls that are currently.
Oh, this is so
2
good.
bosses will drop 3 pieces to their respective vestige.
This is so fucking good. Like, what a change, bro. What a fucking change. What if you already have like 2 invisible drops though? Are you gonna get like the bottom and the middle on the next time you kill it or something?
Vestige instead of the invisible rolls that are currently happening. Now, you personally can see how close you are to completing a vestige. Visual delay in player movement will be removed in PvM scenarios from certain magic attack animations from spells and powered staves. Halberds will soon be usable to fight flying NPCs that you can't otherwise reach with melee weapons, like Avian Seas. Inferno speedrunners, rejoice. Players with Grandmaster CAs can now show their Zuck helmet to the Tazar. This will effectively allow you to benefit from enabled Slayer Helm and off-task Inferno. But keep in mind, no XP will be gained and no Slayer boosted pet rolls. Last, but
Bro, people have been asking about this for so long. We're gonna play it one more time.
rejoice. Players with Grandmaster CAs can now show their Zuck helmet to the Tazar. This will effectively allow you to benefit from enabled Slayer Helm and off-task Inferno. But keep in mind, no XP will be gained and no Slayer boosted.
This is fucking huge for Inferno speeds, honestly. The Inferno speeds are gonna be so much more popular.
Pet rolls. Last, but definitely not least, Thrall's 2-minute timer will be moved from Grandmaster to Master Tier of Combat Achievement.
This is like an update for me, man. Huge.
Whew, that is a lot of changes. For a more detailed list of everything included.
I mean, I feel like this kind of makes sense. Yeah. Like, I don't really care either way, but I don't know.
2-minute timer will be moved from Grandmaster to Master Tier of Combat Achievements. Whew, that is a lot of changes. For a more detailed list of everything included, check the blog and let us know how you're feeling about this year.
Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, let me... I guess we'll just go back to this. Why are they removing thralls? GM Warmups coming? I mean, I'll probably just do it sometime soon. Not like super soon, but in the next like month or 2. I was planning to do it then anyways, like post Yama. You merchant granite rings? Fuck yeah, I am. You see this shit? I'm about to buy hella granite rings. Look, we're buying them out. I'm buying 50 granite rings, bro. No, we're buying 70 actually. It's the limit. Okay. Everyone go buy their granite rings, man. What is... Oh, well, I guess there's not really much. We just looked at everything. See if there's anything that was missed on here, or is that everything? Oh, the vestige part. It's right here. Oh, if you've already hit 1 or 2 out of 3 rolls, you'll receive an indicator of your progress on your next kill. Dude, imagine all of the people who just have no idea that this is being implemented into the game, and they just go kill Vorkath, and then they just didn't pay attention, and then they just never know. Just skimming this, seeing if there's anything interesting to talk about. Oh yeah, that is one. This tidy up magic animation, spells, and powered stabs in PvM scenarios so that they don't visually delay the player's movement. This in particular was really annoying if you were trying to do 4-tick butterfly. It just like you stalls your player really hard. I guess it's probably kind of annoying doing solo Olm too. Maybe like kind of nice there, I feel like, though. I don't know. It felt more like natural doing Olm. What are the Toa changes? There's so many. Just running through them real quick. Baba would... I mean, these are just like proposals, but Baba would not do any damage through prayer. Would spawn less baboons, but they would drop more bananas when they die. And you can one-hit them with any attack style. And then damage thrown from the debris is now fully shifted onto anything you split the damage with. So you would just never take damage from like stepping on a sarcophagus or something. Akkha, there's just so many changes, bro. The Akkha changes are kind of crazy. The main thing being Akkha will swap styles whenever he uses a special attack. And Akkha now only prays against the style that he's attacking with. I mean, you can shadow on 2 different styles. And then the final phase is going to be easier as well, because there's just going to be less orbs. Kefri, just like the melee is going to be easier to kill. And the arcane is guaranteed to move after a certain number of attacks, which is pretty cool. And Zabak waves no longer push you back, but deal 30% more damage, so you can't get like pushed into an acid pool and then just insta-die. So I guess you can just stand there and tank waves now, and they'll just go past you. I guess? I don't know. Skull bombs during P2 can no longer land underneath an active warden or the obelisk. I mean, this should have been in the game so long ago, but this is pretty sick. And then the Curse Baboons and Baboon Shamans in the Baba puzzle are gonna like insta-die if you have a high enough max hit, basically. They'll just be one hit like every other monkey. Oh, and the monkey puzzle will be faster. They're removing 2 waves. I don't know what 2 waves, but two waves. The Zabak puzzle, I assume, will only take 200 health, so just 2 full jugs, rather than scaling up for teams. And then it'll be easier to one down the Het puzzle. And then the main thing in the miscellaneous changes are you can deposit anything into the deposit pot. Like chins, I guess, will be the main thing to put in there. I don't know. And then they're talking about changing the loot changes, or changing Toa loot. Just like in general. They didn't really give any specifics, but maybe nerfing drop rates in general, or just the Fang and Lightbearer. They didn't talk about Shadow. So it's not going to be 2 per person, not only 2 jugs. I mean, it doesn't say either way. It just says it no longer scales linearly with the number of players. So like, I don't know. I interpret this as it'll just be 200. Because like, why wouldn't it be, honestly? What does it matter? Oh wait, no, I see. This is just gonna, it'll be like 300. No, yeah, I see. So like in a duo, it would be like 300 health. These changes coming when? I don't know. I think they're pulling them. Are they pulling them? Oh, although we're not pulling any of these improvements. Interesting. I mean, okay. I wonder what they're going to do about Akkha will swap styles whenever he uses a special, and Baba will no longer do chip damage through prayer. Think the loot will be pulled? I mean, that I guess if anything was going to be pulled, that would make sense, but I mean, it says they're not going to. I think overall they're decent Ogbog. It's pretty crazy. I'm actually excited for these. Where are they? The Fasani changes. Removing an entire phase in Fasani? That's pretty sick. Changes like this with no pull, setting a wild precedent. I mean, that's... They made a blog post a while ago. They reference it, this, in line with our pulling charter. Talking about how they want to like start pulling things less. Oh, it's phase 2. I can't stay in phase 2. I guess it probably would be phase 2. It would just be phase 1, 3, 4. From what I heard, most of Reddit is happy with this. But I would just like think I heard someone talking about it in my Discord or something. I mean, there are 2 changes in Toa that are questionable to me, and the others, it's like, I mean, I guess a lot of them are really nice though. Kefri is super cool. Like, these are all good changes. Rolls for Master is sick. It's cool. I didn't really care either way, but like, it's nice as someone who is Master. This is really sick. You can show your Zuckhelm to who? To the Tazar? I guess just to the guy outside the Inferno. And so you can do Zuck on task without actually having a task. You know what I mean? Like with the Slayer Helm buff. That's pretty fucking sick. I mean, that's cool just for like Inferno speedrunning in general, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, it's helpful for people like that, but I think it's just going to make Inferno speedrunning just more common in general. I wonder if that'll work for CAs. Probably not, but I don't think they mentioned it. I think he has all those accounts also for like Spellbook Swap. Oh, right. Yeah, you need a GM helm. I see. What time is it? Oh, it's midnight. I have 3. I almost pre-plotted an angler, bro. Did I moved my monitors up like, I don't even know, 5 inches or so, and it just feels so different. I mean, the monitor is so high up the desk. Very nice, Lawrence. AFK Baba, potential. Sub 25, 500? No. Not so low. Yeah, the DT2 changes are really cool. It's going. Just started like, I don't know, a minute ago.
It's 12 a.m.
Yo, Suspect, did you complete any of those contracts with Max? What is the GP per hour in those? Wait, bro. I thought he was gonna do a special, or not special, phase meme. Yo, what's up, Crash? Damn, nice. That's pretty good. Did you finish Oathplate, Suspect? Or Radiant, I guess? Can you color tag different orbs? I don't think you can. No, it's not. I've only done one. Don't think I have autocast. Bro, Max just does not die, dude. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Some fucking crazy RNG on it. I mean, yeah, kind of. I think what is it? A Noxious Halberd, I think, is the best one-way swap. Oh no. It's gonna be a problem. Oh, nice. What piece did you get? Had to snipe it in a solo? That was kind of fucked. I should have just ran the... I've never gotten that far in Bloody Blows because I lost so many ticks. The bomb with the waves. What the fuck are you saying, man? Helm? We take a helm, bro. No, I haven't done Glyphic. Oh, I thought that was in my fucking lane. Working on Glyphic right now. I did like one of those earlier. What? Did I run back into the wave? Oh no, I must have ran back into the wave. Bro, you think I make $2 from you watching an ad? That would be fucking insane. Just like do the math on that real quick, man. Huge, dude. Oh my god, I never remember to fix my autocast. That half health it is. What a guy medicated. I almost misclicked there. Wait, this is true actually. I'm fucking dead, bro. Like, I need you to step on it earlier. I'm thinking I'm just gonna phase it. I've died to that like 3 times. What percentage of one of your shadow drops has gone to contract so far? I don't fucking know. At least one, right? Guess I should have gone lower health first. Having to reset the autocast is so annoying. I could not remember that with Max. It's inconsistent too. Yeah, it's only if your runes come out of your pouch or something. Oh, we did the shard one. Or I think we just practiced it. I don't think we ever actually did it. What? What am I fucking... I just went early? I'm losing my mind. I'm about to do something else. This man is the reason why there's nerfing Zabok waves. Yeah, I guess so. Zabok waves are quite hard. The waves are like... It's weird how you can skip them in so many ways. That's what's kind of weird about them. Like, they're so easy to skip that, like, I almost don't even know exactly how to skip them. Like, Zabok waves, I know exactly what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, you know exactly what to do. And you can, like, mark the tiles on them. Not that you need to mark the tiles to know what you're doing. And they move 2 tiles per tick. That's why it feels consistent. Oh, is that what it is? I see, yeah. They move 2 per tick, but visually they move every half tick. Yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. That's why you can walk through them. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, you could actually stay higher HP. You could stay like... What do those hit? Like 40 something? But it's not like P1, P2 is actually the issue. There's something else. I can't think what it was. There's a couple things that actually move like not in ticks. Bro, that's like the fucking best emote I've ever seen. No, it isn't? What do you mean? Oh, I actually am about to go to bed though. Like, actually. Warden tiles? Warden tiles? What do you mean? Solar flare? That I go maybe solar flare 3. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, like the actual tiles. Yeah, but what I'm talking about is like things that actually register, like that visually, like the tile attack at P3, it visually moves faster than every tick. I mean, there's a lot of things that visually do that, but I don't think it like actually... I can't remember what it was. I think there's a couple things that do actually register not in the tick system. Maybe I'm fucking making shit up. I've watched like 6 ads since I joined the stream. Grats on the $12. Hey man, thank you for letting me know. I was wondering how many ads you've watched. Now I know. I think Solar Flare does, yeah. Yo, I'm gonna wake socks. Are you, man? Imagine not having turbo. He's on YouTube, man. He doesn't have premium. The taters, interesting. Go look at ASAP Rocky's Twitter. What the fuck is this? What is this tweet? Oh wait, there's more. What? No, I can't. This is... You can't show this. He probably got hacked. Because that's insane. Yeah, might as well be. ASAP Rocky on Twitter. Bro, how much money do you think Drake gets from his steak partnership? Describe it in words. Penis. Drake's Twitter is like recommended to me looking at ASAP Rocky's, and all I see is partner at Steak Casino. Bro, he advertises this on like every social media, yeah? It's probably fucking like unfathomable how much money this man's making from steak. Like just steak. Yeah, I've seen the gambling streams. He doesn't really do them a lot, does he? I don't know. There's a dude posted these two people's like full IDs on ASAP Rocky's account. But like, what is the... Who the fuck are these people and what is the point? Because like, I don't know what he thinks he's getting out of this. I mean, I guess people are gonna like steal their identity. It'll be annoying. Is that one of the tweets? Did he just tweet again or something? Oh, he did. 2 minutes ago. He posted Elon Musk's number. Supposedly. He's still posting. Call it? I'm not fucking calling it. interesting. Have you guys seen the video on oh, what is it called? Let me find this real quick. Oh, sim swapping. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, these are the fucking kids. Oh my god. Which is the documentary that I watched? It was pretty crazy. It might have just been this 20-minute one.
Saw these messages.
I think we should watch this. Then I'm gonna go to bed. Cause this shit's crazy. I'll put chat on screen. We'll watch like this. Simp swapping, yes. Or something like that.
What's up,
Okay, I'll be right
guys?
back, but I'm listening.
Sat Zero here. Just want to talk about what happened, and maybe you guys will be interested or not.
I realized after speaking with Joel that there was something significantly different about him. I don't know if he had any friends in the real world. I think it was all online. And that's literally how all of this began. As I logged in to my cryptocurrency wallet, I saw that my entire balance had been drained. And I just remember thinking, this can't be real.
If you're an 18-year-old kid and you just stole $5 million, what would you do with that money? And the answer is always something dumb.
These are serious crimes. We are watching you. We will find you, we will convict you, and you will go to prison.
Crypto is the new Wild West.
North Korea's operatives, using keyboards rather than guns, have become the world's leading bank robbers.
A magnet for crime and for revolution.
Placed on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list.
A playground for outlaws and visionaries.
A man who's made a fortune in cryptocurrency running for president.
But can anyone truly control cryptocurrency? Only a few dare to try.
Head to toe. I mean, everything he's wearing, from hat to slides, are Gucci.
Full on Gucci. What do you think? $20,000?
toe.
$20,000?
Head to toe
It
Gucci.
almost seems like this is like a
Was
rich
I muted
person's
earlier? I
costume,
don't know.
Right? Like,
Right.
This is Halloween and he's playing the rich guy.
It's such a display, isn't it?
Halloween and he's playing the rich guy.
This is what I would do if I came into 5 mil. This is exactly what I would do. Fuck yeah, man.
$3,000 and tickets for E3. I was wearing and carrying Gucci products, acting like I was the richest.
In total, we attribute $7.2 million theft to Joel Ortiz.
I mean, the way that they steal the money, they could have done a lot of shit other than just steal his crypto. But that's just what they ended up getting into.
At an event with Joe Lubin himself, who is the founder of Consensus, which was the largest cryptocurrency conference in the United States. And it was a small room, but the people there were all heavy hitters, billionaire investors.
You're in New York. Unbelievable places I get to go in the crypto community.
In 2018, cryptocurrency fever is at its peak, based on its promise of fast growth, accessibility, and a future without government regulation. Crypto conferences...
Wait, this was 2015?
crop
What?
up all over the country, attracting investors and entrepreneurs buying into the hype.
Earlier in the day, I checked my cryptocurrency holdings, and I remember The value of the holdings at that time was as high as it had ever been, over $100,000. And I took a screenshot and I sent it to my wife. And I remember she, sent like a smiley face and a heart. And then I was walking to a restaurant. It was probably 5 o'clock. And
There
I
wasn't
pulled out
much,
my
was there?
phone, and it said, you can't connect to your mail. I went to my text messages and I couldn't text, and I knew something was wrong. I go into my hotel room that evening. It's now 10 o'clock. I log into the Wi-Fi in the hotel, and I got this notification that said someone had logged into my account from Boston, Massachusetts. And I thought, who the is logging into my account from Boston?
Joel was born to a disabled immigrant mother who was on full disability. His father was never in the picture. It was learned very early in his life that there was something wrong. Now the diagnosis would be autism spectrum disorder.
Yeah, it's just kind of like at the whim of the employees at the carrier or something. I forget exactly how it works, but they basically like they get base level information about you on the internet, or like they find out a little bit about who you are, like your name, maybe like a previous address or your current address or whatever. And then they like call your carrier and they say that there's something wrong with your phone and you want to swap your number to a different phone or something like that. And then it's just whether or not the person on the other end ends up doing it, something like that.
So that was his starting point.
I don't know if you can still do this. I assume you can. But I don't know. I would assume they just stopped doing that, like over the phone.
But wanting to please.
When I was little, I built a passion for technology. Me and my mother would find electronics in the trash.
Oh no, I was just logging out.
And I would learn how to fix them. I started to learn how to hack when I jailbroke my PlayStation 3. I met friends online who also had a passion for hacking. I never really had friends in school.
I don't know if he had any friends in the real world. I think it was all online.
Joel Ortiz was a brainy guy. He graduated as valedictorian of his class and got a scholarship to UMass. And we know that he had skills that were really usable in this way. He exploited a vulnerability that I don't think the rest of the nation was really thinking much about.
Cryptocurrency is a risky investment, and early adopters and investors accept this risk.
Bro, imagine they stole all this Bitcoin in 2015. Imagine they fucking still had it.
No one expects to lose their crypto to
How much would that be?
Joel is about to unleash.
7.5 mil in 2015.
Kind of got progressively worse. And the first thing I did was go into my cryptocurrency wallet, and as I logged in, I saw that my entire balance
true.
had been drained, and the $100,000 of cryptocurrency holdings that I had in my Ether wallet had gone to zero.
Oh, okay. So it's a bunch of people. He had 100K, not 7.5 mil.
I remember thinking, this can't be real. At some point, it sunk in.
Oh, did they say 2018?
And then
I don't know.
had to call my wife. I said,
I thought I heard 2015.
It's gone. Are you sure? I said, I'm sure. How do you know? I said, because I see the transactions. It's on the blockchain. It went from my wallet to these other wallets. Well, whose wallets are they? I said, I don't know.
Man, can you imagine that feeling in your chest? Like,
the way this whole system works, it's designed to be anonymous.
Losing 100K like that.
And then I wondered,
and you just know there's no way of getting it back.
Who do you call when you get hacked for cryptocurrency? Yeah, who
no
do you call?
one.
I'm here in New York in this hotel. I've realized that I've lost $100,000 of cryptocurrency instantaneously. And I just remember having this sinking feeling in my heart. I felt guilty, I felt ashamed, I felt naive, and I felt embarrassed.
He doesn't know it, but he isn't alone. On the other side of the country, a team of investigators that specializes in the emerging field of crypto crime is already tracking another heist, with a nearly identical MO to the one that snared Darren.
Cryptocurrency really fell into our lap in March 2018. The victim reported to us that he had lost reception on his phone. He was unable to access his social media and his other accounts, and then ultimately lost the control of his cryptocurrency accounts and had lost $10,000.
In the heart of Silicon Valley, an elite digital task force, the first of its kind in the nation, is scrambling to keep on top of a new kind of scam.
We had never
When
heard
was this
of
posted?
This
Oh,
type
this was
of network
posted.
intrusion or cryptocurrency theft. So the first thought that came into our mind at React was, we need to get the phone records from AT&T to see what happened. And what we start seeing is when he reported that he lost signal, in the records we see a different phone, and then the cell towers used literally went from Los Altos, California to Boston, Massachusetts. No way a phone could travel that far in a couple of minutes.
The scam discovered by React is called a SIM swap, where the hacker bribes or tricks a cell phone
what's up?
carrier employee to redirect the victim's phone number to a new handset held by the hacker. All calls and messages now go directly to the hacker's handset. This includes all password reset messages, like the nowadays all-important two-factor authentication. And it opens the door for the hacker to take control of
I'll link 'em.
of the victim's accounts.
So we have the phone that was used by our bad
Wait
guy
for
to take over.
contracts or
We wrote a search warrant to Google asking them to identify any accounts that may have been used from this phone.
The
Oh,
warrant gives Sammy even
I kind
more
of
than
just
what he hopes for.
made my
It hands
own.
him his suspect on a silver platter.
So where did you find this?
So this was in the Joel Ortiz email.
Just like a row that I stand on and then a row that I
This
click
was
from.
a picture he sent to a crypto exchange identifying himself.
You've got a picture of your suspect and he's holding identification, and this is within the Google account that you're looking at that's tied to the phone.
That's correct. At this point, we don't know what his role is or how responsible he is, but we actually know someone who was holding on to this phone that was used in the
Is this the dude?
he is, but we actually know someone who was holding on to this phone that was used in the hack.
This is a funny photo to find of
a
them.
Huge breakthrough for React. The chase is on, and they start to gather evidence as fast as they can. But meanwhile, Joel is racking up victims in the crypto world, and crypto conferences aren't the only places he finds them.
Our joke at React was that if you are into crypto, you talk about crypto. So if you're looking for someone who may have crypto, it's as easy as just going on Twitter and searching for a hashtag Bitcoin or hashtag crypto. And they started making lists of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And
That's
doing
kind of funny,
background
honestly.
on who they are, what their email addresses are, what their phone numbers are, and then working up a target list.
Armed with these personal details, Joel engineers multiple SIM swaps and goes fishing, never knowing how much money one victim may have, but hoping to catch a whale.
I knew why I was targeted because I'm a CEO of company. We raised capital from the crypto market, but
Oh, I think this
never
guy had
heard
hella
of
money.
swaps. As I was driving, I saw these messages appear on my phone. The message said that my Yahoo password was changed, and then subsequently Gmail password was changed, so I knew that I was being hacked. When I came home, I went through my cryptocurrencies, then they were safe. But there was one wallet, which is the Exodus wallet, which was hacked. When I saw the Exodus got drained, I was shocked.
Can you tell us how much cryptocurrency was taken out of your Exodus wallet?
Yeah, so it's about, the amount was about 5 million.
That's fucked.
Joel hits the crypto jackpot with Saswata, and with $5 million in his pocket, he's ready to live the life he could only dream of while living in his mother's apartment.
If you're an 18-year-old kid and you just stole $5 million, what would you do with that money? The answer is always something dumb.
It's funny because he posted a bunch of pictures and shit too.
From Boston to Hollywood and had rented out Airbnbs.
I never realized what a post-party pic this is.
Yeah. Morning of.
Yeah.
There's his pool at the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Here's Joel and his juicy
God damn it.
Gucci set.
He comes from a very working class family. and really had never gotten to enjoy the spoils
Oh
that
my
all of a
God.
sudden overnight he was enjoying. It
Are they
made a
pouring
ton
a
of
fucking
sense
Dom
that
Perignon? Is that what
all
those
of a sudden
just fucking
overnight he
pouring
was
it out,
enjoying.
bro? They're like
It made a
$1,000
ton of
bottles.
sense that he would want to broadcast that.
This is him coming in on a helicopter.
Just popping it down there.
Massive stacks of cash.
Part of it, that allure,
Oh,
is
shit.
if you have no real friends in real life, no girlfriend, no dating, money is the quickest way to get it.
This guy's roasting
Pouring Dom
him.
Perignon out on a Rolex, $2,000 a bottle.
He was literally an overnight millionaire, multi-millionaire, and he wanted to show off.
Holy shit.
All right, here we go.
Nah, that's
While
funny as
Joel is
hell.
living the high life, the React team dig into all his online records, leading to a revelation. Joel isn't working alone. He's part of a hacker ring that's pulling off massive heists and bragging about it.
Joel is like splitting the money amongst his cohorts.
I wonder how much he
And
did
they
spend that
say,
night.
Hey, we have this money. Let's go to Hawaii. Let's go to Dubai. Let's get $50,000 icy watches. Icy means diamond encrusted watches.
Look at these messages, bro. Like,
Charge 3 or 4 people helping that person, and they're communicating the entire time, watching what each other's doing.
Often these were young people who had grown up together playing Call of Duty, playing
on my
other
school
video games,
Wi-Fi.
but they didn't even really know first names. They knew each other by their handles.
And they're talking about how to launder their money. We have this $5 million sitting in this Ether wallet. My job is going to be to launder that money through exchanges so that we can actually spend it without getting caught.
It's not like these things are scheduled. It's sort of a random hodgepodge of who happens to be online at any given time. Even when you talk to
I see.
Joel Ortiz, I don't think he even remembers like who was involved in each crime. That's how random it was.
It may
What the
be random,
fuck?
but each heist is a complex operation, requiring the members of the group to take on different tasks, from researching a victim to bribing a cell company employee. But Joel's role is key to the whole operation.
What Joel's role was he was the one holding the device. They would immediately start taking over accounts and saying forgot password, and the code would be sent to the phone that Joel was holding. So that puts him in control of the whole operation for changing passwords and for being the one actually able to do the account takeovers.
They'll just go systematically down their list, victim after victim after victim.
Okay, but like imagine the adrenaline rush that Joel had when he fucking logged into that account and saw 5 mil in there. Can you imagine the endorphin?
Mails for crypto words and trying to find username and password combos.
I agree,
And
Sean.
we're talking 10 minutes from SIM swapping to crypto theft.
At the time, I don't think anybody thought that React was going to be able to trace that phone. I don't think they thought it through. I'm sure that Joel Ortiz didn't think that
times like 50
was
medicated.
following him in the way that Sammy was. I'm sure he had no idea that Sammy is a terrier and was watching Joel's every move.
What's up, guys?
Bro was fucking live on
Zero
Instagram.
here. I'm gonna be making a little live stream about what happened yesterday.
I'm getting ready to go to
What?
bed. I check
Bro fucking steals 5 mil and goes live.
my phone.
What do you
check
mean?
his @0 account, and he posts a new story.
While Joel and his friends are living it up in LA and broadcasting their ill-gotten gains, they unknowingly leave an obvious trail of social media crumbs for Sammy and React. But their big spending also
Genius.
attracts unwanted attention from a more violent kind of criminal.
It's crazy, but yesterday, like, someone or 2 black guys came to the house with guns and like pointed at me and my friends. I had like $8,000 cash and Rolex and a Bitcoin chain.
Did you see what this,
And Rolex and a Bitcoin chain.
look what this guy said?
Just screwing my mind over. Like, I was so scared. Like, just trying to, like, go back to Boston. Like, I don't know.
Wait, so he was actually in Boston? Bro didn't use a fucking VPN?
There's enough evidence to arrest Joel, but this live video gives them a when and where.
They called 911. On one hand, this is great. There's going to be all this information about who was there, and I'm also worried because now he's leaving. And if he leaves California, we're out of luck.
In a race against the clock to catch Joel while he's still in React's jurisdiction, they find out his flight details and swoop in on LAX.
He waits in line in security, gets to the TSA x-ray machine, pops his backpack, takes his wallet out and his belt, pops it on the x-ray machine. He walks through, and that's when me and my partner escort him away.
Did you recognize him right away?
Yeah, I recognized him immediately. A heavy-set teenager and decked out in Gucci gears, hard to miss.
Right.
There was no resistance. He didn't seem shocked, but he definitely seemed nervous and scared.
God damn, man.
He had a ledger, basically a USB drive that stores crypto, which is encrypted with a password. He did give us the password, which revealed $250,000 of cryptocurrency, which is a fraction of what we knew, $7.5 million that he's stolen. Where's the rest of the money?
Joel's gang have hidden the trail of most of the stolen cryptocurrency by using the crypto equivalent of money laundering, a process called mixing, making the task of following the money almost impossible.
He accounted for probably another $250,000 in excessive spending. But there was a huge gap between
Not bad.
what he could account for and what we knew he took.
I can say there's many points that suggest.
Oh, so the money's still out there?
At all. I mean, he is represented by a public defender in this case. What it tends to mean is that folks have no money.
And he did talk about hey, although I stole $7.5 million, I didn't get it all. I'm just the guy holding the phone, so I'm not the brains behind this operation.
Joel was absolutely the holder of the phone, which makes him the most vulnerable
Yeah.
to being caught. The mastermind in each incident doesn't put themselves in that situation. They put someone that they think is dumb and vulnerable to fill that role. Unfortunately, it was Joel, the ringleader, the person who found the target. Those are the folks that got all the money.
Safe to say millions of dollars are still unaccounted for, and we don't know if they gave it to trusted third parties we haven't identified, they have it buried in a forest somewhere, and they'll get it when they get out of prison. I don't know.
That's crazy.
A little more than 9 months after his arrest, Joel receives a lengthy prison sentence, a precedent-setting win for the
What do we think what do you think the sentence was? Thoughts? What are we saying? $17 years, 7 years? Yeah, it's more like 9 mil. Bitcoin's like 100K, yeah? Let's see.
Despite an uphill battle to educate the court system about the real value of crypto.
I remember a very prominent defense attorney boisterously saying, this is funny money, this isn't even real money. And then a judge who's completely unfamiliar with it and trying to explain to them, not only is it not
They didn't even know what crypto was.
The devastation that it has caused these victims is immense.
What the fuck?
Considered.
All right. Arm 38 now in session.
The matter I'd like to start with this afternoon is the matter of People versus Joel Ortiz.
At sentencing, the judge us, is what happened. Judge Lee us.
By any standard, this is a remarkable case.
He gave him the max for what he could give him at that point, which was 10 years.
The amount stolen was greater than the original value of the great.
Wait, was this in 2015?
I wanted
Bro's
Joel
out.
Ortiz to get a sentence that would make a statement to his community. We are watching you. We can trace and track what you're doing. We will find you, we will convict you, and you will go to prison.
Not only did we arrest Joel, he was the first, but it set off a domino effect of evidence to arrest other people.
A Dublin man who was part of a group of cyber criminals who stole more than $2 million worth of cryptocurrencies from US accounts has been sentenced to almost 3 years in prison.
I got an email from the High Court of Ireland What they said was, we've arrested an individual named Connor
Yo, I
Freeman
agree.
who was working with Joel Ortiz. And he said, hey, good news. And we're ready to wire you out some cash. And it was another just surreal moment. I said, how much is the wire for? It's about $90,000. I mean, I was basically made whole right there.
Darren is lucky.
Damn.
Most of the victims don't get any of their stolen money back, and it's still out there in the digital world somewhere.
Crypto crime has only expanded since Mr. Ortiz was arrested and sent to prison. The thievery of cryptocurrency has reached a scale and a volume that has never been seen before. These are serious crimes, and though they are young people that are committing them, the damage is immense. Joel Ortiz is not a low-risk individual. Joel Ortiz is capable of committing crazy, destructive financial crimes.
Okay, 2028. Yeah, free that man. No, he's a good contributing member of society, man. You know what I mean? What a fucking guy, bro. Interesting. Send him to death row? That's crazy. Can we watch another one? I'm about to get off. It's late. Wait, let's see. The ASAP Rocky Twitter account is still hacked. His most recent tweet is, you want to know how much Bitcoin Elon is holding? 2 minutes ago. Interesting. I wonder what the fuck's gonna happen with that. How the fuck did that happen? I don't know. You can go look if you want. It's interesting. There's some tweets on there that cannot be shown on stream. I'm about to head off though. So I'll see you. Peace, peace. Yeah, I'll see you, Mike. I'll see you, his eyes. I'll see you, Lean.